Hey, what's up, Aquarius? Welcome to Black Madonna HP's Table Etiquettes. It's a little rough today, my loves, but I am pushing through these messages. I am not, and I repeat, I am not the love reading tarot reader. I'm sorry. I just have to accept my divine calling as what it is. When I get love messages, they're usually messages that people need to hear directly, not things that's gonna make you feel good for the most part. I'm just realizing after doing Capricorn reading of what it truly is. I watch tarot. Well, I've slowed down a lot, but I watch tarot and I see some readers that get these beautiful love messages and I'm like, that is so beautiful. That's not who God designed me to be. So hope you guys can understand why I don't do a lot of love messages, and for my tribe, they definitely will understand me and rock with me. So either way, let's go ahead and get into your message and see what beloved wants you to know. Beloved is so funny, I swear. Look, I did that whole speech and what comes out? Love and chaste. Interesting enough, wow, this is a different type of love. Do you know, Aquarius, how much God loves you? It's no coincidence that you were born under the sign you were born under, because beloved is highlighting your creativity and the way you bring happiness and joy into people's lives. Beloved loves the way that you make his people smile and laugh and feel good in their times of sorrow. It's no coincidence. When people are going through stuff, Aquarius, they tend to call you. You have this bubbly, joyous personality that you bring to the table, that you bring into the world. And it's like beloved is highlighting that and saying, I love that about you. I created you to be that way because I have that as well. Wow. So let me get this straight. So the love and stuff that you show others is your service to God. Wow. Let's go ahead and get in this message, Aquarius. Yeah. God don't sound like God don't favor you in some way. Lord, have mercy. What's going on for Aquarius, beloved? What's the message you have for Aquarius? And at the bottom of the deck, the Five of Swords. Do you know why you've went through the trials and tribulations you've gone through most recently? And when I say more recently, beloved is saying within the last 3 years. It's because people wanted to attack your mind. It wasn't them per se, but their spirits, right? Everyone, we have either spirits of light, spirit of darkness, whatever. Some people, if you be honest, some people don't want to go and kick it with God for all eternity. Okay? They'd rather take their chances or whatever, right? Not saying that I don't believe oh my goodness, I can't even get it out. Not saying that I don't believe in new lives, right? Being able to come back. Oh my goodness. I'm hearing resurrection. But I do believe in stuff like that. I do believe it's possible because in the country of India, they don't have funerals and stuff. They have like a pit where they burn people because they believe that people are coming back in another life, right? So I believe that stuff like that is possible. But I also know one thing I am sure about is that God is the great I am, right? So when God comes through And God says, like, yeah, I've been watching my people. You know, I got favor on this and that person for this and that reason. I know that's God coming through. Because like I just said, God got jokes. God be funny. You know, God know I have a sense of humor. So God do stuff a lot of times to make me laugh. Right? Like, I was looking at some tarot today and stuff. And God know what I've been trying to do. So what comes across the feed, something in reference to that. Like, God knows us intricately, right? And he knows the things that we like and who we are. And he put things like that across our path. You know, Aquarius, you are a person that has a spirit after God's own heart, right? And I'm talking about the spirit of you. Your spirit is so, like, beautiful, right? And therefore you deal with a lot of hurt, a lot of adversities, things like that. But it's only because in the spiritual realm, they can really see, like, your spirit, not your body, but your spirit. And like, wow, that's a spirit of light and stuff. I feel like with God coming through with that message of how much he loves you, it's a reflection of everything that you think you're not doing. You might think that, like, why does this stuff come like against me? Why do I go through certain things? It's not so much you're going through certain things. Take the book of Job, for example. The book of Job. So I don't know how spiritual you guys are, Christian or whatever, but take the story of Job. So, you know, God is chilling, you know, God called all his angels to him. Satan comes with them. Yeah, what's up? What y'all been doing? Yeah, Satan, you know, he's so cocky. I've been running to and fro all around the earth. Right? And beloved's like, have you seen my servant Job? Right? So God is bragging on Job. Like, have you seen my servant Job? And Saint's like, yeah, I seen him, but he only act that way because you got a hedge of protection over him. Remove your hedge of protection and you'll see who he is. And God's like, bet. All right, don't you go ahead and do X, Y, Z, but you can't touch him. Just don't touch him. Saint like super happy because, you know, like to bring havoc. Okay, God, let me, because see, people think that Satan is God equal. Absolutely not. Satan is a fallen angel. That's one thing people got to get straight. Everything that happens under God's knowledge. Okay, when we're tested, when we have adversities, whatever we go through, it comes from God first. You know, they got to get the okay. They can't just be around here just doing whatever. No, if God say it's okay to test them, go ahead and test them. So he go and test them and whatnot, kill his whole family, take all his goods, stuff like that. I think he left his wife and whatnot, and gave him leprosy, which is like bumps all over you, right? So Joe's wife is like, why don't you just curse God and die? Right? The one thing that you don't want to hear in the midst of your trials and when you got faith in God, that's the one thing you don't want to hear is like, what? Like, I'll never curse God. Like, the woman, shh, the Lord rebukes you. Okay? Go over there. So this man's sitting there suffering, going through all kind of stuff, left and right, and they crying out to God at the same time, like, God, this and that, and so on and so forth. So God is God of love, so God is sending people to you that's supposed to help you. So Job had 3 friends, and these friends swore up and down they knew God and why Job was going through what he was going through. The reason why you going through that is because such and such and such and such. And if you would have did this, God wouldn't be doing this to you. And you must have did, like that type of energy, right? So he didn't really have anyone around him that was really encouraging him in God's truth, but he had it in his heart. Remember, God has examined his heart. He already knew who Job was. So his 3 friends come through. They say all the wrong stuff or whatever. Finally, it's the end of the chapter. And so Job Job had went through all his adversity, talked to all his friends, and so he had all these questions for God. God came through like a windstorm and had questions that no man can answer, like, where was you and when I made the wind? How is the wind created? And all these philosophical things that you wouldn't even right? So Job apologized and so on and so forth. And God's like, go ahead, pray for your 3 friends, because they came and they didn't speak right regarding me, so on and so forth. God never told Job that he had favor, but he definitely blessed him in the last part of his life with even more, right? But he had to be tested in that way, right? That's kind of your story, Aquarius. You are tested because God looks at your heart and sees your spirit. And like, do you see my servant Aquarius? Yeah, they go through a lot, whatever, but they don't lose their faith in me. So on, so like that gives God pride, for God to brag on you and feel some type of way about you. That means that you are one of his enlisted soldiers in this game of life. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the problem is people find that when people go through adversity, they feel like they don't did something wrong, or it's just, they're getting all their karma and so on and so forth. And especially, when we think about karma, right? And our human mind says when people do wrong, wrong comes back to them. This is the law of karma. Yes, to a certain extent, but it's all because of the heart. Some people do things to people and they don't know what they're doing. Like Jesus said, forgive them, God, for they know not what they do. If they would have known that he was the Son of God, they would have never crucified him, right? So it's kind of that type of thing. If people don't know the affliction that they're causing you, do you really believe that that's like there's some karma there? Or if they're just gonna like learn a lesson on how to love people correctly, okay? Either way, Aquarius, God has examined your heart and God is smiling down on you, okay? God appreciates the way you interact with his people. And specifically, I'm getting that for the children, for the elders, for those that can't help themselves, for the poor, and for like the homeless. These are God's people. And God is saying that I've seen your heart, I've examined your heart. And I found favor within your heart because you are love. This is how I want the people within society heart to be love. So you get love, right? You get love and chase because God's blessings, Aquarius, are getting ready to chase you down. Get ready, baby, for God is getting ready to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing so big you won't have room enough to obtain it, okay? Wow, Aquarius. That is so beautiful. And yeah, I see you have been through a lot. You've been through a lot of hurt, pain, and suffering by people that you love, but you never stop loving. And this is why this beloved is going to pour this blessing out to you, my love. Okay? So let's go ahead and get a message from Archangel Michael. Close out this reading. Beloved, what's the message you have for Archangel Michael, please? From Archangel Michael, please. For Aquarius. What's the message? Honor and trust your feelings. So the prayer is, thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. So this angel, Archangel Michael, has been the guardian that's been watching over you. Archangel Michael's the angel protection anyway. So this is one of the reasons. You have one of the, let me see. I think Archangel Michael's the first tier angel. I think there's different tiers as you climb up the ladder and go into heaven. But Archangel Michael's one of the first tiers that watch over human beings for their protection, to keep them safe, all that type of stuff. And then you have self-respect. And the prayer is, dear God and the angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me, through the eyes of love. Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for honoring and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my own behalf. Ask for your protection in all my relationships so that I am surrounded by loving and kind people. And it is so, Aquarius. That prayer there, I feel like this prayer is a paraphrase of some of the prayers you have prayed to God, and God has heard your prayer. Okay? Ooh, Aquarius, that's beautiful. Either way, Aquarius, thank you guys so much for tapping in to Black Madonna HP's Table Etiquettes. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, love, peace, and so take care.